Perfect. Honestly, I don't know why I'm filming this video, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And I know this is not the perfect YouTube hook for you to sit and watch the entire video or whatever, but I genuinely don't care because I just have been feeling so uncreative, unproductive these last couple of months that I felt I just need to take one step. And this is the step. So if you're here and you're watching, I truly don't know what you should expect, but let's figure it out together. Because at the end of the day, that's where the magic happens. It happens in this chaotic state of spontaneous decision making, and life happens. It's not something that is always in control and always structured. Life is constantly happening, and yeah, let's see where it's gonna go. I mean, if you watched this far, just bear with me and let's see where this is gonna go. If you didn't, you will not be knowing that I'm saying this right now, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. I want to start with the idea that over the last couple of weeks, I have been going through a roller coaster of emotions. And when I say that, a lot of people tell me, "What? You're a coach, you work with people. How can you feel bad?" I'm not a superhuman, and no one is. And anyone who tells you otherwise is a bullshitter because even in the coaching, I realize that a lot of coaches and therapists come and need to be coached as well. No one is immune to life and no one is immune to emotions. And I think if you are, then we need to double check and make sure that you're okay because being immune to your own emotions means you're suppressing parts of yourself. You're not allowing yourself to feel joy, you're not allowing yourself to feel sadness. Because if you can't admit that you're not doing well, I think we have a bigger issue at hand. And I see this a lot in coaching. A lot of men bottle a lot of things up because they believe that we need to be strong to the outside world and we need to take care of everyone and we need to provide and give security and emotional security. You don't do that by bottling up all the stress and tension and everything that you feel. This is not how strength is actually defined. Strength is being able to feel what you're feeling and still be willing to work on yourself, be willing to keep going forward, be willing to take the steps required for you to get where you want to be. But that doesn't mean that you don't feel sad, you don't feel angry, you don't feel weak. Sometimes I feel like even when you're strong, even if as a strong individual, it's okay to feel weak sometimes because we are vulnerable. We are humans at the end of the day who can be hurt, who can be injured physically, emotionally. We can be scarred. And taking that away from ourselves because we think that we need to is actually very counterproductive, even in relationships, because people think that I don't want to burden you with my stuff and I don't want to burden you. And I'm one of them. Like whenever I'm not doing well, I don't have the ability to just call someone and say, listen, I want to talk. I'm here for everyone, but I don't want anyone to be there for me because I feel like everyone is so stressed anyways, and I don't want to add to their stress. But my therapist said, if you're always there for them, but you don't want them to be there for you, they will start coming less to you because they have no idea what you're going through. And I realized because I never open up and I never share so much with the people I meet, no one actually asks me anymore how I'm doing. They just assume that I'm fine. They just assume that I'm doing good because I'm traveling and I'm living the life that I wanted to live. But I don't think happiness is something that is a constant just because you're living the life you want. Sometimes you have emotions that go up and down, and it can get it can get hard, it can get lonely even when you're starting to accomplish most of your goals because I think you realize, or at least this is all like I'm just talking to myself at the end of the day. You realize that all the things that you imagined would bring you certain joy or happiness or this sense of freedom, even when you have them, that doesn't necessarily happen the way you imagined it to happen. It most of the times comes actually completely different and unexpected. Um, my goal was to be able to fly around the world and not think twice and be able to just pack my fucking suitcases and leave from one place to the other. And I've been doing that for a while. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome. And I meet a lot of amazing people and everything. But just because it was my goal doesn't mean I'm in a constant happiness state. It's just like the person whose goal is to buy a Lamborghini and then they get the Lamborghini and they like it for a while. And then after a while, you can still be mad while you're inside your Lamborghini. It's not constant happiness. And trying to mask ourselves or trying to wear a mask that portrays us differently than we actually are on the inside isn't sustainable, because after a while it's gonna catch up to you. It's gonna bite you in the ass, because this is basically this whole tension in my body that I felt for weeks, the migraine and everything. It was psychological much more than it was actually coming from my body. Um, I went to the doctors. They didn't help. They just gave me some meds. Then I went to a massage, and then I went to an osteopath. And when I actually let my emotions out and I cried, that was when this entire tension in my body just fell, and the migraine that accompanied me for almost 4 weeks just vanished. It literally just vanished, just because I let all of the emotions that I've been bottling up, just because I've let them out. Um, I feel like this video is very unstructured, but I don't know if we care about that. Do we care about that? I don't know. So yeah, a lot of things have been going through my mind, and I'm realizing more and more that I have this sense of perfectionism. I want everything to be as perfect as possible, because this is how I was raised. I was raised to be the best in class. I was raised to compete in sports at high levels, because at the end of the day, why do something if you're not going to do it as good as you can? And I think I started mistaking that with perfectionism and looking at how everyone else performs and then seeing how I perform. And in my eyes, I'm always worse. Like if you used to ask me, how do you see your singing? I don't know. I'm really bad at singing, but like I can always tell you there is room for improvement in everything. And this mindset is a blessing and a curse. A blessing because you know that you can always work on yourself and improve, but it's a curse if it gets to you. It's a curse if you actually don't deal with it in a healthy manner. It can actually own you rather than you owning it. So, yes, there's always room for improvement, but being content with the state you're at the stage you're at, is very important. Otherwise, you lose motivation and let the whole thing blow up anyways. Does that make sense? I think it does. I really think it does. Um, Another thing that I was actually thinking about recently a lot is the definition of success, and how different people have different definitions. And I think that's okay and that's important. But wanting others to have the same definition of success that we have is a tough thing to do, because we're setting ourselves up for disappointment, because everyone has their own life path and everyone comes from a different household and a different family and a different background. So whenever we want the person to view life or have fundamental goals the same as we do, we're being unfair to that person. But we're also being unfair to ourselves, because that would mean that we're also the same as someone else. And I think the uniqueness is what makes us us and what makes us human. So if you feel like you and your partner or your you and your friend have different takes on what success means. Learn from each other. Maybe you find good balances in your dynamics that can actually help both of you see success as something new or different or better. But the idea of in general, I think wanting other people to share the same opinion you have in a certain topic is you setting yourself up for disappointment, because why should they? They come from their own history and you come from your own history. You were raised differently. Even brothers, sisters, or siblings in general, they don't have the same definition of life. They don't have the same view on so many different topics, because different times and different dynamics, and there's this different sense of worldview. Everyone has their own set of eyes and everyone sees life through their eyes. And I don't want you to see life through my eyes, because I know that's impossible. It's not possible for you to see life through my eyes. Otherwise, that would be very creepy actually. If you could see life through my eyes and I could see life through your eyes, I think that would open a lot of question marks. Because this is a thought I have very often. It's like, do we see colors the same? And I don't think we do. Like if you look at this, okay, this is a red. Some people might say it's an orange. Doesn't matter. But do people see the same shade? Do people see it the same way? I truly don't think so. I don't. And there is no way to scientifically prove it. There was this Black Mirror episode once where they had the chip in their brains, I think, and you were able to rewind your memories. I don't know if you've seen that, but this episode is actually very insane. And you can rewind your memories and see life through your eyes. And you can project it on the wall or play it on the TV. That would be very interesting, but at the same time extremely creepy, because then you could watch someone's life the entire time. I don't think that's healthy. But knowing how our world is developing, I think this is one day actually gonna happen. Scary as fuck. Um, yeah. Do you think something like that can actually happen? Would, like, for example, this Neuralink from Elon Musk, will it be able to one day develop into something that transforms our eyes into cameras, more or less, and then starts saving stuff? Whoa, that would be creepy. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. Um, yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. Thank you for watching. In case you're still watching, I don't know why you're watching still, because this is my brain, and this is sometimes how my brain functions. But I appreciate you. I really, really, really do. Um, for listening to this very unstructured and very, you see, there's the perfectionism again. There's this idea of, I know the video is shit, because in my head it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? There is absolutely no value or sense behind this video, but maybe there is. This is the thing. In my eyes maybe there isn't, but in your eyes maybe there is. Otherwise you wouldn't be at minute 14 whatever, still listening to this random dude just speaking. Yeah, fuck perfectionism. Enjoy life. um yeah, sending you a lot of love and good energy, no matter where you are and what you're doing. Let's just keep going and keep doing and keep creating, because I think that's something that gives me at least a lot of fulfillment, and I really want to keep it up. Let's see how far I can go with it. Have a beautiful, well, it's night here, but you might be watching it during the day. Have a beautiful day, night, whatever, and a beautiful life. I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate it.